English began a long time ago. It started with people who lived in England around the year 400. We call them the Anglo-Saxons. They spoke different languages, but over time their languages mixed together. This mix became Old English. Old English is very different from English today. It sounds like a different language. Old English used different letters too. Some letters look like the ones we use today, but others are strange. For example, they used the letters the thorn and W win. These letters made sounds like thys and W. Old English was full of words for nature and everyday life. Words like earth, water and house come from Old English. Many words for parts of the body, like arm and hand, come from Old English. Can you guess why we still use those words? It's because those things haven't changed very much. In 1066, something very important happened in England. William the Conqueror from Normandy in France invaded and conquered England. This event is called the Norman Conquest. William the Conqueror spoke French, and French became the language of the king's court and the ruling class. English was still spoken by ordinary people, but French had a big influence on it. Many French words entered the English language, especially words related to government, law and food. For example, words like parliament, justice, beef and pork came from French. The Norman Conquest changed English forever. Can you imagine if William had come from a different country? English might have many words from a different language. Over time, English started to borrow more and more words from French. This happened because English speakers and French speakers lived and worked together. They needed to communicate, so they started using words from both languages. Some French words replaced Old English words, while others were added to the language. For example, the Old English word for pig was swin, but after the Norman Conquest, people started using the French word pork for the meat from a pig. This shows how French words often related to prepared food, while English words were kept for the animals themselves. Can you think about other words for food that come from French? How about cuisine or restaurant? During the Middle Ages, English went through many changes. It was a time of great creativity and innovation for the language. One important development was the standardization of spelling. Before this, people spelled words in different ways which could make reading and writing difficult. Another major development was the Great Vowel Shift. This was a gradual change in the pronunciation of vowels that took place over several centuries. The Great Vowel Shift affected how words sounded and led to some of the differences between Middle English, the English spoken from around 1150 to 1500, and Modern English. Section 5. English sails the world. In the 16th century, England started to explore and colonize other parts of the world. English sailors and merchants traveled to far-off lands, taking their language with them. English was introduced to the Americas, Africa and Asia through colonization, became the language of trade, government and education in many colonies. As English spread, it came into contact with other languages. It borrowed words and phrases from these languages, enriching its vocabulary and making it more diverse. For example, English borrowed words from Spanish, such as chocolate and tomato, and from Arabic, such as coffee and algebra. Section 6. English in America. English in America developed its own unique features. American English was influenced by the languages of the Native American tribes who already lived there. Words like canoe, raccoon, and moose are borrowed from Native American languages. American English also kept some older English words and pronunciations that had disappeared in England. For example, the R at the end of words like car and father is still pronounced in American English, but not in most British English accents. American English also developed its own slang and regional dialects, adding to the diversity of the English language. Section 7. New words, new English. English has always been a language that is open to new words and influences. As new inventions, discoveries, and ideas emerge, new words are coined or borrowed to describe them. For example, the development of computers and the internet in the 20th century led to a vast influx of new words and phrases such as website, email, online, and download. English continues to evolve and adapt to the changing world around us, constantly expanding its vocabulary and usage. Section 8. English everywhere. Today, English is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. It is an official language in a large number of countries and is used for communication in many different fields, including business, science, technology, diplomacy, and entertainment. English is often called a global language or a lingua franca because it is used as a common language for people from different linguistic backgrounds to communicate with each other. The widespread use of English has had a significant impact on global culture and communication. Section 9. What's next for English? The future of English is likely to be shaped by a number of factors, including globalization, technology, and the emergence of new varieties of English. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, English is likely to continue to play an important role in global communication. However, the way English is used and the forms it takes may continue to evolve. The rise of new technologies, such as artificial intelligence and machine learning, could also have a significant impact on the English language. Only time will tell how English will continue to adapt and change in the years to come.